Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will introduce you about the indices or exponent. And the first definition about exponent, you will have something very easy like number multiplied by itself. So we call that square. And our topic today here is square. And so what does it mean square? When you got the number and is multiplied by itself, multiply 3, you will have 9. For this writing, you can shorten this writing by this one, 3 square, you have 9. So about the form, you have 3 square. The 3, we call it is base number. And number 2, we call it power number. And all of this form you can write down and you can call it exponent. So exponent, you have a lot of possible power number, but for this video, I just want you to practice about the square. So you have a lot thing about square. When you have 9 times 9, you can write down like 9 square, and then you got 81 because 9 times 9 equal to 81. And the 81 here, or the number 9 here, we call it square number. 3 and 9 for this equation. For 3 here, we cannot call it a square number. The square number is obtained by the number multiplied by itself. So 3 is not is not square number, but 9 is square number. Another example, you got 5 times 5 equal to 5 square, and you got 25 in result. The resultant number 25, we can call it a square number, but 5 here you can is not square number. Very carefully about this knowledge. The definition of square number is the number you obtained after you take the number, integer number multiplied by itself. Integer number multiplied by itself, and the result will be square number. For this operation, it's very easy. When you have a number, integer number, and you got square here, you just take that number multiplied by itself, and then you got the result. But how about the negative number? When you have negative 3 and times negative 3, of course you have to put negative integer inside the brackets for clearly about the multiplication. So the result will be 9. So why you have 9 here? Why is not minus 9? Because when you got negative number and multiply negative number, the result will be positive number. Okay, that's why this negative number, you cannot take it the right answer, but for 9 here, that is the right answer. Okay, so another writing for this operation, you will have negative 3 and square outside like this. So this means you take minus 3 multiply by itself, and then you got 9. The same thing for this writing. When you got negative 4 square, you will have negative 4 times negative 4, but carefully about your writing. This negative number, put it inside the bracket like this, and result will be 60. And another way, another example, you got negative 7 square, and then you take negative 7 times negative 7, and after that you got 49 is the square number. But the question doesn't always easy. You'd have to be a little harder. And the harder form for this question is about like this. You got negative 3 square. So this form, this writing a little different to this writing. For this writing, you have bracket and the square outside the bracket. It means this square, this number 2 here will be applied for both negative 3. But for this writing, you have to you just apply the power number here is only for 3. So what is the difference explaining expression in here? You got negative 3 square. For this writing, it is equal to negative 3 times 3 like this. But for this one, because you have the bracket, so you will have 2 bracket times together like this. The second form, the second writing, you will have 9. Of course, you already know about this. But for this one, you have to wait. Negative number times to positive number. So the result will be this one. The result will be negative 9. It's not 9 anymore because for this writing, you have negative number multiplied to positive number. So the result have to be negative side. Another question, you got negative 4 square and minus 4 inside the bracket and square outside. And so how can you explain h square in here? The first one, you will have negative 4 times 4. Very easy now. You got 60. And for the second one, you got negative 4 times itself. And then you have 16. For this one, you got minus 16. Okay, they have a little different for writing. Yeah, very carefully about this one. Let's make some example about this question. Question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have negative 1 square. So you have to explain by expression for this one. Okay, so here is my working out. Negative 1 square is mean negative 1 times 1 because you have only square for number 1. So 1 will multiply by itself. Negative 1 times 1, you got negative 1, negative, positive, and the result will be negative. For this one is the same thing. You got square only apply for 8, not minus 8, just 8. So you got minus 8 times 8 here equal to negative 64. But for this one, you got square outside the bracket. So it means that square number, that power number will be applied for both brackets. So you have two brackets times together, first bracket, and two bracket multiply by itself, and then you got negative times negative, and of course the result will be positive. 10 times 10 is equal to 100, so that's why you got here is positive 100. Question 4, you got negative 9 square outside, and you have bracket here. It means you have two bracket multiply by itself. 9 times 9 you got 81, and negative times negative you got positive. Positive 81 is my final answer for this question. Question 5, the same thing, but here you can see the number is larger than 10, so you have to calculate in the graph paper or in the draft paper, or you can use your calculator, but I think you should calculate by yourself. Calculate by yourself. Okay. Negative 11 times negative 11, you have 1, 2, 1. Okay, plus 1 to 1, positive 1 to 1. 15 square. Yeah, 15 square, no negative sign for this question. And then for writing, you got this one, very easy now. And for this question, you got negative 10 and times 10 because you got negative 100. For this question, yeah, a little bit harder for remaining, but I think you can calculate by yourself. You got 17 times 17, 7 times 7 is 49, write down 9 and carry 1. 1 times 7 is 7, remember, or carry 4, you got 11 here and 1, 7. And the result will be 9, 8, 2. So 7 times 7, 17 times 17, you got 289. The same thing for question 9, but this calculating is very easy. 20 times 20, you got 400. And the last one, you got 13 square. It means 13 multiply 13 by itself. The result will be 900 like this. Yeah, okay. So about the square, you will got square number. You will got square outside the bracket and inside the bracket is a little bit different. So I think this video will help you carefully more about calculating. Thank you so much for watching this video.